Welcome to the FutureDDS Dental School Experience Series, where we help you decide which dental school is right for you. Now, every school is unique and will provide you with different experiences, and we thought who better to explain to you what a school has to offer than the student who actually goes there. Our goal in the series is to give you a firsthand perspective of every dental program in America and ultimately help you make the right decision. So today we'll be showcasing Marquis, who's a D1 at Medical University of South Carolina College of Dental Medicine. How are you doing today, Marquis?
Doing all right, man. Hanging in there. How about yourself?
Hey, man, trying to do the same, man. Trying to do the same. We definitely do appreciate you coming out, speaking with us today. We know that you're extremely busy. So once again, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. So if you could, man, give us a little bit or tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are from, where you went to undergrad, and also why you chose dentistry.
All right. Like you said, my name is Marquis. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I actually swam for 2 years at a small school in North Carolina called Pfeiffer. Then I transferred to Clemson University, national champs. Pretty much, I got interested in the dentistry there at Clemson. They had a pretty strong program. They're actually like a pipeline school to MUSC. The program allowed you to shadow like a lot of dentists around the area. We had to like do write-ups every time we shadowed someone. We had admissions personnel come and give us like a synopsis of their school and like what it takes to get in, things like that. But the original reason why I got into dentistry just was I kind of knew I wanted to do something in the healthcare field, and my mom worked in the hospital, and I used to shadow one of her good friends who was an anesthesiologist. And I wanted to do that for a while, but then he kind of opened my eyes to doctors outside of a hospital setting, and dentistry kind of stuck out the most. The flexibility, the lifestyle. I'm an only child. I knew I wanted to have a family someday and spend ample time with them. So kind of all worked out, and you get to work with your hands and make people smile. So that's why.
Right. So you were strategic in your decision.
Yeah, I had to be.
Jay, that's the world we live in today. You have to be strategic.
Oh, yeah.
So, real quick, so you went straight from undergrad, correct, to dental school?
I did not. I did not get in my first time. I was hurt. I was so hurt. Very hurt.
Yeah. So what'd you do that year off?
I did a program at Michigan, actually. It's called Profile for Success.
Oh, yeah.
6-week-long program. Had a Kaplan DAT tutor. We did a lot of shadowing, assistant to students. They took like an entry-level like dental course, kind of, learning like the anatomy, like the lingual buckle and all that stuff, just terminology type things. And they helped you with your personal statement, just overall application process, making you a better applicant.
Did you meet Dr. Esther up there?
Of course. I actually talked to him the other day.
Yeah, man. Great man.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, definitely. So for people who are unfamiliar with your school, can you kind of like describe the city, what the city's like around the school?
Our city of Charleston. You have the medical university here, and you also have an undergraduate college, the College of Charleston. They're known kind of as a party school, but I mean, you kind of have to like know those people to like be around that. But it's a very small town. Like pretty much you walk everywhere. Parking's impossible.
Yeah.
Warm weather, beach, great food. Probably known best for our food. And that's about it.
And so you said there's a medical school in the area. Do you all actually like combine the classes when you're taking these first year classes, or is everything separate?
Everything's separate for the most part. They do require us to take an interprofessional course.
Okay.
In which you take like a team building course with people from, the College of Medicine, health professions, graduate studies, occupational therapy, things like nursing, things like that, just so you understand that you guys work together as a team and you're not just superior to anyone else or any other college.
No, and that's huge. I wish we had something like that.
Yeah, good opportunity to network and meet others as well.
Definitely. Everybody in the healthcare field, definitely. And so how big is your class?
Class size, 75 students. So it's not that big.
Okay. And I'm sure you don't know this off the top of your head, but what would you say the faculty to student ratio is?
Faculty to student ratio? Ooh, that's a good one. I do not know that one off the top of my head. I probably couldn't guess the number, but majority of the time faculty is always available. They're literally like you can email them just about any time, say, hey, I need help with this, or can I stop by? They'll make time. And oftentimes you may not even need the faculty because the upperclassmen are helpful as well. Like they TA a lot of our classes. So they spend time in there with us to say, hey, like this technique worked for me, or here's like a study guide that I made, or here's material from this class that I know I struggle. Like they're always helpful. So if you just are willing to speak up and ask for help, they're willing to give it to you.
And I mean, that's huge, right? Because we're learning something that we've never done before.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You got to get rid of that pride, just understanding like this is something you haven't done before and you're going to need help. You're not just going to learn on your own.
Exactly. And so what are some of the main reasons why you chose South Carolina?
It was in state for me. Like I said, I'm from Columbia.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. The tuition is very low. Not low. Well, first of all, dental school's not cheap. It's cheaper than me going out of state. How about that?
Yeah, it's cheaper than Tufts.
Yeah, if I can cut costs in any way, like that's the way for me. Mm-hmm. Loans are a real thing. Scary. Yeah. Very scary.
Right. And so that was like your main. Did you ever go up there and just kind of like meet the faculty or meet any other students that kind of like not even convince you, but almost added to the list of why you wanted to go there?
Yeah, one of my best friends actually went to College of Charleston. Okay. So during undergrad, I would come down and visit him, and I've always loved Charleston. It's just great weather and like palm trees everywhere. It's kind of like literally living at the beach. We're kind of like on a peninsula. And a lot of my friends that I've grown up with went to MUSC like med school, or they're already here for dental school that I went to Clemson with. So knowing people here and knowing that they were ahead of me, knowing like they'll for sure help me. And like my roommate now, I was actually swimming with him on the club team at Clemson. So that was easy kind of adjusting and knowing people and getting the network here.
Okay, great. And so I want you to go back, back in time about a year. Everybody wants to know about the interview process. People start to get really worked up about it. Everybody's super nervous. Can you kind of explain how the interview process went for you?
Very, very relaxed, laid back for the most part. They want to get to know you as a person. They already have like your credentials, your DAT scores, your GPA and all of that, and your background. They want to be sure that you can conversate, making sure what they see on paper is what they're going to get in real life as well. But you have your typical questions like why dental school, why dentistry, why said school that you're interviewing at, and what would you do if you don't get in? Right. Kind of deal. They want to make sure you're dedicated to dentistry. You're not just, well, I'm smart enough. I can try this. If it doesn't work out, I'll go do this. They want to make sure this is something you've researched and you've invested into, because you can pretty much teach anyone to do dentistry, but they have to have like a passion to want to do it.
Right. And even have the personality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like I think we can both attest that that's half the battle.
It is. Dealing with patients, or like you get different personality every time you see like a new person. So
every single time, so you have to be able to manage that. Mm-hmm. And so, was it like one-on-one, or was it like more of a group type of interview?
One-on-one.
One-on-one.
It was two. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was two one-on-one interviews.
Okay.
And they were spread out, but in the meantime, you sat in this room with the other interviewees, just kind of conversating with them. So that kind of, I don't know if it made more people nervous or if it calmed them down, or
probably people sizing each other up and things like that.
Yeah, but the good thing was you interviewed with different people, so
so there's really nothing to compare to. That's real. That's smart. And so you interviewed, obviously you got in. So how was that transition period? That first week, did you all have some type of orientation, or did they kind of just throw you into the fire and say, hey, now you're in dental school?
I think the day before we had an orientation type deal where various members from different organizations just came and talked to us and introduced themselves, saying like, hey, I'm from, SNDA or whatever dental fraternity, DSD, and things like that. And upperclassmen, class presidents came and talked and things like that. But overall, they kind of eased us into it. But then the next day, it was like, bam, we're in there. And we start the very first Monday in June. First years always start the very first Monday in June, and you take a 8-credit anatomy course and intro to dentistry course.
Yeah, that's okay. So that's not that bad. I guess they kind of ease you in a little bit.
Yeah.
So we like, go ahead.
I think it's 1 hour lecture of gross anatomy, and then like 3 hours of lab, like in the cadaver lab every day. Or you go to lab every other day, but class was every day at 8 a.m.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, it's better just to hop in and start it up than go really, really slowly and then kind of get hit with what 5, 6 classes at a time.
Yeah,
So
that was only like an 8 credit summer, and then fall was like 27.5 credits, and we were just
it
like
wakes
we were
you up a
having
little
time.
bit.
Yeah, it made summer seem so easy.
Right.
But
Right.
during summer, we thought it was the hardest thing we'd ever face.
No, no, definitely. I mean, I felt the same exact way. Like,
Yeah.
dental school is hard. You know what I mean? Like, people can say what they want to say. It's
Hmm.
definitely manageable, but
Yeah.
at the core, dental school is pretty difficult. But okay, so you being a first year is a perfect opportunity because you can kind of let us know what the typical day right now looks like, and even like a timeline if you can. So like, what time does class start, and then kind of like, okay, I have this class from 8 to 9, then this class, and then so.
Hmm. Typical day in the life of a D1, mainly 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
but on Wednesdays and Fridays, 8 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And necessarily doesn't always go until 5, but there's time blocked that
Mm-hmm.
you could be there until 5 or later. Mainly didactic courses like your science courses, physiology. We have microbiology, immunology, a lot of ologies. Um, take a couple dental courses, think fixed pros, in which you have like an hour lecture and 2 hours of lab time.
This early? Y'all take
Mhm.
fixed products this early?
Yeah.
That's interesting. We're taking it right now, second year.
Yeah. So doing a lot of crown preps,
Yep.
uh, take dental materials, working with all the glass ionomers and amalgams and composites and things like that. Trying to think what else is on our schedule. We have a little bit of clinic time in there that we assist
Mm-hmm.
upperclassmen, like our third and fourth years, and we're also sometimes blocked
Mm-hmm.
in perio, in which we practice instrumentation on each other. We do cleanings on each other, take impressions, pour up casts, things like that. Just trying to get us exposed. So that kind of reminds you of why you're here
Yeah.
versus sitting in those microbiology, immunology, physiology classes. You kind of like, I don't feel like I'm in dental school.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, was this the right decision? I'm just taking a whole
Hmm.
bunch of science
Yeah,
classes.
you see one dental class that you're taking that day versus all the other courses you're taking.
Right. But no, man, like y'all are actually really exposed because like I didn't pour a cast until second year, and granted we definitely did we had operative and so we were
Hmm.
definitely drilling. But for you to be doing all the things that, I'm doing right now, I wish I had done it my first year. I think that
Hmm.
would have been a huge advantage. So we wouldn't have to cram everything into 1 year.
Yeah, I can see that. They actually made us take impressions and pour up casts in the summer, and compared to like now, they were terrible in the summer versus now. We thought they looked good. We're like, oh yeah, this looks great, and then
Y'all
now we're
happy
like,
just to
we
be
couldn't
doing
use
something.
that. Yeah.
Right, right. No, but definitely. But okay, so let's say somebody is watching this interview and you have convinced them. They're like, Marquis has made me want to go to South Carolina. Let's go. What would be something that you would tell them to make sure that they put on their application? Like, what is something that they kind of look for when they're looking at an applicant?
Uh, Something that MUSC would look for. Probably your dedication.
Okay.
Like attending like enrichment programs, I would say, like the Impressions Day. I know you guys at Tufts have like a symposium
Yep.
type day and
Yep.
think things like that.
Yeah, we call it
Making sure you get
Impressions Day
exposure.
also.
Yeah, just kind of seeing things like that, like your involvement, your shadowing in hours, making sure that's good, uh, and just school involvement as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just
it's
they
really
just want to see if you're like well versed and you're not just a numbers type person, like you just have a good GPA, but you don't really involve in the social aspect or get out there or really trying to put your name out there.
right. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So just being kind of like well-rounded holistically.
Yep, holistic view. Hmm.
Okay, so great, great. Um, and so we both know, you know, we're still in school. I know you just got back from school. I'm at school right now.
Hmm.
We know how stressful dental school can be. We know how important it is to maintain that work-life balance. How do you go about maintaining that and just maintaining your mental health in general?
Doing the things you enjoy, doing the things you did before dental school. Don't just stop doing those things because you are in dental school. You may not be able to do it as often as you like, but still make sure you work in time for those things. Like for myself, I know you as well enjoy like working out.
Yep.
May not be working out to be like the biggest person, but it is a stress relief for
Right.
sure. Just getting there, like moving your body, doing something other than sitting, because we sit a lot. Sitting a lot in class, sitting a lot when you go study, laying in your bed, like you have to get up and move. Like keep your body like functioning. Don't just give up on your health, because then that brings you down in so many other ways. Your attitude will start changing. You may put on weight sometimes when things get stressful, and just that can alter different relationships, and you can go down the wrong path.
Bro, have you noticed like the relationship between like food and energy?
Food and energy, like what I eat and like the energy
Yeah.
that I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'm sure you already did that because of swimming. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bro, like I literally just learned it this year. Like not even this year, but last year also. But I'm like, okay, if I eat this junk food, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
feel horrible. And I'm not gonna even be able to maintain the energy the focus to stay focused throughout the day. So
And that's all you crave when you're stressing is junk food.
it's a weird balance, bro. It's
It
a
is.
weird balance. It definitely is. But
It
okay,
is.
great. And so you kind of already told us, or you just told us that you all are kind of already getting some type of a clinic experience by doing the impressions, by doing the profis on each other. When do you all actually start seeing patients?
We start seeing patients like with the drill third year, but actually next year, or yeah, this fall coming up, start of second year, we're in the recall clinic. We do profis,
Mm.
aka cleanings on patients that have to come back, do scaling and root planning and just things like that. But we don't get our first patients until the summer. Actually, no, the beginning of third year, which is next summer.
Yep.
And right now, as a first year, you get paired with a third year as your mentor. So when that third year graduates, you inherit their patients. So like as you assist your third year mentor, you can kind of get to see the patients that you may or may not be like working with in like the next year or two.
Okay. And that makes sense. So they'll get to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll make that transaction a little bit smoother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Okay. And so I'm gonna ask you kind of a weird question now. Can you tell me what is unique about your school? What is something that your school has that you believe no other school has or provides?
I would say the camaraderie
Okay.
with, within our classes.
Okay.
Like MUSC does a good job of selecting not a certain type of student, but selecting students that sort of all get along and like want to hang out outside of class.
Yep.
Like I know like some of my friends there in dental school, they kind of just like by themselves or with like one other person, maybe you don't really see them out. But I know, speaking for my class, we have like a huge like group text, and we always text each other like, hey, what are you doing like this weekend? Like we should all go here, we should all go there. And you can see that amongst the other classes as well. And sometimes we hang, like my roommates, two of my roommates are fourth years. So hanging out with them in the fourth years is pretty awesome, because we get to see like we have something to look forward to, because
Right.
they're just in clinic all the time. Like they don't come home and open their laptops and stress about like taking this test and that test and when is this due and when is that due. They talk dentistry 24/7. Like today I had this patient, and I did this and that, and treatment planning. You're like, I can't wait until I can like talk about those things.
Right.
Half the time I don't know the words, but
Right.
one day you'll eventually know those words.
Right. Something else to look forward to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, definitely. But okay. And so for the last question, for someone who might not even be interested in MUSC, somebody just applying to dental school with this application, what would be that one piece of advice that you would give them?
Continue to work hard, and what's for you is for you. And if you really want it, there is nothing that could stand in front of you in obtaining that.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Marquis. If our viewers have any questions, do you have any contact information that they can grab so that they can reach out to you?
Of course, it's my time to shine. Feel free to follow me at Marquis Snipes on Instagram. That's probably the best way to contact me. I'm not sure. I don't give out like emails or anything like that. But Instagram is probably our best route.
Okay.
Yeah, Marquis Snipes.
Okay, great. So everybody, if you are interested in going to MUSC, please reach out to Marquis. Obviously, he's here to help you. So please use him as a resource. He'll definitely get you to where you need to be or help you in general. So once again, Marquis, thank you so much on behalf of FutureDDS and all of our viewers. Like I said, I mean, I see you in your scrubs. You've been working hard all day. We really do appreciate you taking the time out to speak with us.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for having me on here.
No problem at all, man. No problem at all. Everybody, do not forget to hit the like button below. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell so that you know whenever we post new content. But until next time, see y'all later.